So Graham Carey was arrested earlier this morning. Not surprising, to be honest with you. The only reason I'm not surprised is he wasn't arrested before this morning. But they were obviously allowed to do this because they don't want to make a martyr out of him. But no doubt this came from the top down. Drew Harris to get this guy lifted off the street. And what they're hoping to do is, deter other people from coming along and causing other protests, similar protests. Now, let's face it, he's very militant. I don't agree with everything he says. I don't necessarily agree with the way he's going forward. But, that's his style. But arresting a guy, like that, they're probably thinking this is going to stop this tonight. It's not going to stop it. It's going to make it even worse. And what's going to happen in there tonight is there's going to be trouble at that police station. I've no doubt about that. The Gardaí will probably be there in numbers, they will be. But there's going to be a lot of people there as well. And if they go into a working class estate with batons drawn and start hitting people, it's going to only escalate the situation. Now, there's no need for this to happen. This goes back to the politicians. They're the ones doing this. They're the ones orchestrating this. They're risking serious civil unrest in this country for a bunch of people who are destroying their documentation coming into this nation, who shouldn't even be allowed in past the fucking point of entry in the airport. That's the basic thing that's happening here, okay? We don't owe these people anything. There's laws, there's borders in place for a reason. That gives us security in the country. It gives us a nation. And these politicians are washing their hands of this. Now, they're risking God knows what's coming down the tracks if they don't stop. And they obviously have something on these fucking people, Varadkar and so forth. I don't know whether they were caught with kids, whether they're caught taking drugs, whether they're caught with prostitutes. They have something on them, because there's no way you go on with this insanity for any other reason except that they have something on you. And then no amount of money would make you do this. I'm convinced of it. So, there's no doubt in my mind that the ordinary rank and file Gardaí do not want to be in this situation. They need to get on in touch with their superior officers, if they're not already. I'm sure they are. The fucking superintendents, the inspectors and all. And tell them to get on to these politicians and say, you sit down and you negotiate with these people from these communities. Because if this genie gets out of that bottle, there's no putting it back in easy. We've seen what happened before in this country, not that long ago, up in the north. When shit kicks off, it's nearly impossible for it to go back to normal. It takes years. And the bad vibes that will be left in the community between the politician or the police and the people, it's not gonna be good at all. Like, this will be severe tonight. No doubt about it. This doesn't stop. So politicians are the ones responsible for this. Blame them. And as I said, the Gardaí don't want to be in this situation. Who in their fucking right mind would want to be going into a riot with facing the mobs of people with sticks and God knows what? So it has to stop. And I appeal to the Gardaí to get onto those fucking pieces of shit like Varadkar and that and say, you stop this now. You make a statement that this is going to desist. No more people coming into this country until we find out a proper way forward out of this, because this is bad, really is.